Meanwhile, potentially a significant headline here as Florida Governor Ron DeSantis reportedly weighs a 2024 presidential run. He is calling on the United States to detangle itself from the war in Ukraine. In an answer to a Fox News questionnaire released this week, DeSantis told Tucker Carlson's show that, quote, while the U.S. has many vital national interests, becoming further entangled in a territorial dispute between Ukraine and Russia is not one of them. He later accused the Biden administration of, quote, driving Russia into a de facto alliance with China and empowering Putin's war machine at America's expense. Joining us now, co-founder of Punchbowl News, Anna Palmer. She is an MSNBC contributor. We're always happy to have her with us. So, Anna, let's start with Trump. Even though neither Pence nor DeSantis have announced a run, Trump certainly treated them like candidates, and most expect that they will be soon enough. He has gone on the offense. He's taking advantage of being the first one in, increased the media attention that comes with that, and he has gone attacking them on a daily basis, particularly DeSantis. What stands out to you here about this strategy? Do we think this is going to work, or could it actually elevate his opponents?
It's a great question. I think what's interesting here is this is kind of that typical playbook that we've seen over and over by the former president. He likes to go on the offensive, as you said. He likes to give people nicknames, kind of punch down at them. I think the big question is, does this work, right? Is he able to kind of, with his base, get them galvanized against a DeSantis potential run, clearly making DeSantis as his foil right now, most often on the campaign trail. Yes, he's mentioning Mike Pence. Yes, you have to mention his other Republicans. But DeSantis is the Republican who a lot of folks I talk to say is Trump without the baggage. And so the question is going to be when and if DeSantis takes the bait. So far, he has not officially announced. He's on his book tour. But, does he punch back? And how does the former president deal with that is going to be something that we're going to continue to watch through the early days of this 2024 cycle.
So the DeSantis comment about Ukraine is fascinating. First of all, that kind of actually moves him in line with where Trump is, and different from much of the Republican Party, including some potential candidates like Mike Pompeo or Mike Pence, who have criticized Biden's administration for not doing enough to help Ukraine. And this is DeSantis saying that the U.S. shouldn't be involved in a, quote, territorial dispute, seemingly missing the fact that Russia invaded Ukraine's territory. But my question to you is, if these two very, very loud voices, Trump and DeSantis, influential voices on the right, are saying this, could that push Republican lawmakers on the Hill to start cutting off funding to Ukraine?
We've already started to see this thread of Republicans who are much more populist, particularly in the House, saying, questioning the U.S. cutting checks and continuing to cut checks for Ukraine. This is going to be a massive, massive issue and a big problem for President Joe Biden and certainly Speaker Kevin McCarthy. McCarthy has already been invited to go to Ukraine and speak with the president. So far has said he's not doing that. I think that's one thing to watch. But this is going to be another issue that Republicans are going to have to deal with here in Washington, and this idea that how they're going to figure out to convince these Republicans that funding is continuing to be needed. But basically, DeSantis is giving a larger voice to some of the voices that we've already started to hear within the Republican Party of questioning this, continuing to write billions and billions of dollars for this to help fund this Ukraine effort.
And Anna, lastly and briefly, President Biden, of course, unveiled his own budget a few days ago. We've been waiting for House Speaker McCarthy to do the same. The president says he's willing to meet with him at any time. Have we gotten any sense as to when McCarthy will do so?
It's still going to be several weeks off here. They're going to be putting it out in a few weeks. I think the big question is really, obviously, all of this, these are just kind of policy documents, talking points for the parties. But I will say the big thing that matters here is the debt limit, which is going to come into focus very quickly, here in May, June. And so these are the kind of the early days of those negotiating positions.
Right. A necessary opening act, to be sure. Co-founder of Punchbowl News, Anna Palmer, thank you. We'll be looking for your organization's newsletter in our email very soon. Still.